Welcome to all of you. Tonight we've got a great group. I see a lot of new faces. I'm really happy to see you all. I'd love to call you all out, but I'd probably miss some of you. So just say hello to all of you. And I hope you can hear me. I'm actually giving you a minute to get started. Please let me know that you can hear and see me. Before I get started, that's very important. I want to see a couple of yeses in the chat before I start the actual official back office tour. Awesome. I see a couple for yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're going to share the screen. And I like to go ahead and take myself out of the screen to make it full. And we're going to go ahead and get in the back office. Awesome. I see several of you saying you can hear and see me. And of course, we're going to start with a tour of GotBackup. Of course, the very first thing you see really is this welcome screen. And in the welcome screen, whoops, for some reason it takes 2 tries to get it over there. In the welcome screen is a video that I recommend you go ahead and watch. And there are some buttons in here, and basically they are shortcuts that take you to the same places that we're going to go to anyway. So just to keep it very easy and not confusing, I'm going to go ahead and just work down this list up here on the left of the screen. And as you can see, GotBackup is underneath what we call the digital tools. In fact, that's kind of the format that they've put together for any of their programs, and they have more than one product. This is the one that you're going to listen to and look at and understand. But remember that this is the newest of the programs that they have available. They have other things. They've been around since 1999. They started out in Canada, and now they're headquartered in Texas. Schertz, Texas, which is close to San Antonio, I believe. Anyway, first off, we're going to click this button right here called Use this tool. This is where you're going to find your download for whichever program you are in. I want you to notice that there are Windows and Mac downloads. They're not interchangeable. You have to have the right one for the system you have. Also notice that there's a shortcut button that will take you, if you're on your phone, to your Google Play or your download for your iPhone. If you're having any struggles at all understanding how to make this work properly, I absolutely insist that you watch these videos. This is the one thing I cannot demonstrate, because once it's installed and once somebody has their setup the way they want it, it's not possible to start over again and show it to you all over again. So understand that you must watch these if you truly want your system to work correctly. It does work if you do it right. Watch these videos. They are imperative for you to understand. This system is not hard to use, but if you don't watch the videos and you think that it's going to work, it's a little bit different than an average install. There's a few things you have to do to make sure it works correctly. Watch these videos. I'm going to say it about 4 more times. Watch these videos. There is a set of videos that is just for the Windows. There's a set of videos that's just for the Mac. And if you have the iPhone, which I do, then you would watch these. If you have an Android, go back to where the Windows is, and you would watch these, okay? So that is where all of the information is that you need so that you can be set up correctly, especially if you want to use the sync. Now, understand something. This is important. A lot of people don't know this. The sync is good if you don't intend to do a lot of editing and changing on your stuff. I'm going to go ahead and explain how you would go about taking care of it if you want to be able to edit. For instance, I hear a lot that people want, for instance, like I have an iPhone, but I don't have the highest amount of space in there. So when I want my stuff to not get taken down, because I have noticed, and I did it accidentally one day, and I did have a backup. Otherwise, I might have lost some stuff. But you do lose whatever is deleted from Windows if it's just strictly a sync. The way you get around that is I'm going to take you back. Let's see, let's go back in here. And if you actually go to this button right here where it says auto login, not edit, but the one that says auto login, this will actually take you to where your files actually get backed up. You will actually have the ability to see everything and do many things with it. I'm going to do this part first, and then we'll go through the rest of how to get to things, okay? This folder right here called Files is where everything is going to show up, okay? If you, of course, have an iPhone or an Android, you probably would want to have a folder that's called iPhone or Android so that you know that that is actually where that goes. But what I have done for my stuff, because my phone doesn't have a lot of space, is I also have a folder called iPhone Archive. And what I have done is you can actually go into the phone icons and you can actually make copies of these over to, and I probably already did this, but you can do what's called, if you click this, you can do what's called move or copy. And then you can actually copy them. And what you have to do is go back to the all files, because right now they're in the iPhone, or go back to the house, which is where your folders all live. And then you would go here, right? Copy them to the archive, all right? And if I do that, if I have these copy in there, and it probably will not, it will be something that will take too long to do right now, but just understand something, it will make a copy of everything that I have selected. And as you can see, there's a little squirrely thing going on. That means it's doing it, okay? There will be a copy in that archive. And because there's a copy in their archive, which will not be affected by the syncing, I will not lose anything. And that's what you can do. As you can see, there's copies of some of this stuff already. Okay, I'm going to actually come back now to our GotBackup. And sorry, I do have a lozenge in my mouth because I cough. My throat gets dry. I'm not sick. But if I don't do that, then coughing is much more unpleasant to listen to. Okay, here's another button that gets you to the installation videos. If you didn't know where they were before, they're either here or they're down here, okay? Look for an orange button whenever you want to find out how to do something, because the orange buttons are your videos telling you how to do things, okay? They're going to be pretty much all over the site, all right? So the next link down, there's 4 of them now because there's 4 different languages. So we're going to go into the Reseller Tools link, and there's several things in here to look at, okay? Oh my goodness, I didn't notice that we've got a new page. How cool is that? So they've been updating, and I have to look at that because I haven't seen that page. Unless that one is the same one, but they've just updated it. Let's look at it. That is really attractive. I like that. So here is our new page. That is pretty neat looking. So they've updated our page. This is still our tour page, but they've changed it a little bit because they find that sometimes you need to do that. This is actually the join page over here. You can copy always by simply clicking this button right here. Of course, I'm in a demo account and I'm on that on purpose because I don't want anybody's personal information to be on the video because YouTube doesn't like that. So you can actually create a tracking link as well. If you ever use this, for instance, in any kind of paid advertising, you probably want to create a tracking link. And you simply would just add on something on the end of that link. And this is where you would put it, is right here. Like, for instance, in the past, I've put dates in there. And when you do that, it looks like this. So you can see that it has a little piece on the end of it now because it's now a tracking link, right? And you can actually create and open it. So let's go back to the page where we started. Oh, sorry about that. Let's open that again. No, we want to be here. All right. So this is where we were. And I want to also make sure you know that you have a special tracking link or a special cookied link to you. Of course, this is again a demo site, but remember, this is also where you're going to find your own stuff is on this page in your own back office. Just remember that I'm just showing you where it is, and you can go in your own back office. I invite you to actually spend some time, and taking the time to look and know where things are makes you more confident. And then this is where you can invite people to all of our webinars. And we have webinars going nearly every day during the week. I think there is still not something happening on Thursday, and that is the only day I know of that doesn't have something happening. And you can actually invite people to it. Even the Italian and the French calls are set up so that you can actually go to them. And that makes it pretty cool. And just for the heck of it, let's also look in one of these other tabs. We'll come back to the English in a minute. But understand that when you go to any of these others, of course, these are written in that language, whatever it is. And this is French, so this is all written in French. Somebody spent the time to build these pages for you so that you can actually invite people, even if you don't yourself speak that language. And I think that's pretty cool. So you have the option of inviting people in 4 different languages to be part of this company. They can be English, French, Italian, or Spanish. And of course, there are more coming, I believe. Probably going to be 10 to 12 in here before long. Obviously, they're going to have less information in here because it takes more work to put it together. So this is mainly the invite to the tour right now. So let's go back to the reseller English. And the next tab over is the advertising copy. And this is information you can use to invite people to look at this company and get on the tour. I invite you to not overdo the links on your emails. If you've noticed, most of the software these days pay close attention to how many links are in something. And usually 1 to 2 is all it's going to tolerate. It doesn't tolerate 3, 4, and 5 links because it will automatically throw it into spam. So what I recommend you think about doing is taking pieces of this and using it as needed. and possibly using it as a guide. But also, there is a lot of worth in asking people if they're interested and not giving them the link until they actually say they are, especially if you're in either an email or a chat conversation. Understand that you're talking to a person that may or may not understand what this is. So be friendly and don't be pushy and don't be spammy. So don't throw a whole bunch of links at people, either on the chat windows or in Facebook itself, because it doesn't help you. So this is really good for when you already have somebody that wants to know more about it. The next tab over is the pre-enrollee ad copy. And this is good for when you've got people that have gone to the point where they're a free member. That's what a pre-enrollee is. They haven't become a paid member yet. And then you can send them this email. Now, I can't send this to anybody because there's nobody in our list. So if I send this, it won't actually populate because there's nobody there. But you can do that. Now, one thing to keep in mind, though, is this is kind of generic. This does not mean it's going to pick up your email and phone. This means you need to put your personal information in here. If you don't have a Skype or a Telegram, just delete these out. Make this your own. And I do also recommend that this doesn't say a username, but it says a person's name. For instance, if it was mine, I'd write my name in here, and then I'd also put my picture in here. So that makes people see that you're a real person and you're interested in them. And you can use these as often as you want. You can edit them any way you want. This is just kind of a starter. The next tab over is the banners. These are really good for any websites that allows for banners. I have one on my website, on my blog I've used since it barely began, and that's this one. I really like it. And it does get me some people that come around taking a look at what I've got. And I think it really helps to actually have something that gets people to look. But then again, remember, it's not just about putting ads out there. You have to be friendly. You have to let them see you as a real person that actually is interested in them. Because if you only just throw ads at people, they're not going to respond very well. The next tab over is the social media banners. These are really good for an occasional, not every day, not all day long, but an occasional thing that you can throw up. And again, I actually recommend that you don't put your link on here. You tell them your story along with one of the pictures. I've done that a few times. And then you ask them, do they have a need for this? And if they do, they need to get with you so that they can get your link. Because you want them to start having a conversation with you and start being interested for their own reasons. Remember, we're not trying to push people into something they don't want. We want them to say, I want to know more about that. And then we have something really unique in our company that very few companies are doing. Most of them, I want you to understand the value of this. Most companies make you tie in a third-party email system with their system. Almost everything else I know of makes you do that. And we have our own fully fledged, completely visible email system. It creates links. I mean, they call it campaigns, but basically these are lists, and it creates these for you. You do not have to create them. You simply invite people to take a look, and they show up in your list. Now, I'm actually the one that is in this list. It's not me. I mean, it's not somebody else. And like I said, these were happening when I was sharing how the memory place works a few weeks ago. But this is a demo account. This is not my personal account. So I won't be emailing you if you're on this list, just so you know. Anyway, you have the ability to create follow-ups, to create broadcasts. And what a broadcast is it's a not pre-written, but an email that you actually write that very day, or you can schedule them to go out a certain time a day. And I like that better actually than doing a lot of pre-written emails. Pre-written emails are fine for at a point, but just remember that they can get stale and old real quickly. When you send a broadcast out, you are sending out a new information. It's kind of like it's a newsletter basically. Okay, think about a newsletter. When you get on somebody's email newsletter, they send out new information weekly, tri-weekly, or even daily. But they do that and it's new stuff. It's not stale old stuff all the time. And that's what I try to do. I send new information, like if I've done a new YouTube or there's something I want them to know about, I always send out broadcasts about it. In fact, I probably send about half my emails are sent out about our webinars that we do here in GotBackup, and you can do the same thing. In fact, if I go to the broadcast now, you will see that I've done demos about that in the past and how you can do that. And here's one that got sent. Of course, this is only going to me because I am not, I'm the only one on the list. Although Memory Place, there's a few people on that list, but just understand that's not a real list. This is a demo account. So if you want to be on somebody's real list, you need to be on their real list. But I have used this program's email system for now past 3 years. I divorced myself from Aweber and GetResponse. I don't use them anymore, and I refuse to use them because we have a good system here, and it saves me a hunk of money to not have to pay for that. And we have it built in, and you don't have to pay extra. Now, understand the value of that. The majority of those things start out making you pay $25, and then they start charging you more for every new group of leads that get on your list. And before you know it, you're paying even up to $1,000 or more dollars a month for one of those systems, when we have one that you don't have to pay extra for. So you have a huge value in GotBackup because we have that available to you. So please understand the value and use it. I have trained on this many times. I don't think I have the time to do that because I do want to spend a few minutes in the VIP system as well. Just for those that might have that already, if you don't, I recommend that you do. It's kind of like your marketing arm, okay? You have GotBackup, you have the tools to get started with that, but your marketing arm is really the VIP, okay? So let me explain what's going on in the VIP. So in the VIP, the first tab you see here is where you can register your domain, and of course mine is not in here because this is, again, a custom account. But you can either connect one you already own. That means you have a domain name. I recommend you keep it generic. Your name is the best one to use. Brand your name no matter what you're doing, and it actually helps you a big bunch. Because no matter how many times you can come up with some kind of clever slogan that you decide is your name, That's not you. That's just a company name. That's not you. So brand your personal name. That's what I recommend you do. The next tab down is your custom promo pages. And these are pages that you can either edit or use exactly how they are. In fact, this one was so popular, it's already been put in. One similar to this is already in our regular pages as well. But these are pages that you can actually edit, and you can also use as a template to copy and make another page. You have up to 10 pages available to you if you have this system. This actually lets you build your own page. Sorry about that. I still have a cough, even though I'm trying not to. And I have water right beside me. All right, so the next one down here is your rank promo pages. And these are pages that you can actually use to create a capture page. Sorry about that. I need to put a lozenge in my mouth because I'm getting dry. So understand, okay, so let's say we're going to create a new page. You can create a new page from any of the people that are already ranking right now. These people are already in here. So for instance, let's look at the bronze, which is the first rank. And let's go down a bit and see if we can find somebody that has a picture. Some of them have pictures, some of them do not. We have a lot of bronze. Okay, so here's somebody. Okay, so we're going to use him. So he's going to be in here. So now here's our page. And all I did was choose somebody in the bronze and then click it over here. And then that puts him in this page, okay? So now you don't have to do anything else but use this picture, and that's a nice looking gentleman. So it doesn't matter if this is your personal person, because what's cool about this is you can say anybody has the ability to create profits really fast in this company. And then you just simply, you have to give it a name. Let's see, what's his name? Or you can call this bronze. I'm going to call it bronze. I think there's already one bronze, so I'm going to call this bronze 2. And then you need a description. And this is just so that you know what it is. And then you just save it. Then that page is done. This page will automatically go to the pre-enrollee page. Let's go ahead and open this link. And this is what it looks like. Although that picture is not as nice looking as it looked like it was going to be. But guess what? You can change it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's edit that page. And I happen to have some pictures of different people that are in are in the bronze. And you can do that. You can actually copy pictures out of our group, our Facebook group. So I'm actually going to edit him by simply going and clicking this, and I'm going to go to my pictures folder where I've got that saved, and that is in our, let's see, where is it? Pictures for programs. Sorry about that. I thought, oh, there it is, rank. Okay, here's rank. It has to be a bronze. Okay, here's one I haven't used before. Okay, so I'm going to click her, and that's how quickly you can have a new one in here. And good, this has got a good picture. That's good to see. So now we have a nice looking picture. Make sure and save it. Then you can exit. Now this picture isn't changed here, but it will look different when we open it. Here is the new one. Okay, I'm going to actually put this over here in our chat window. Yeah, I have a dry climate here, Christine, and even I run my humidifier constantly, but I can't run it while I'm doing this because it makes noise, and I don't want to make any noise that actually interferes with the recording and the reception. So here is the actual page. Please feel free to look at it. Let's close a few things. Okay, I need to close that. All right, we were here. So there's that page. So now I have this page, and this has been actually changed. So it won't change a lot of the time this here, but it is going to change. And guess what? You can do that as much as you want. If you've got someone else you want to promote or show, all you have to do to make that happen is to come in here again. If you click this, double click it, it opens up this box right here. Then click here. It lets me come down to the next person that's a bronze. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here's another one. Here's another one. Oh, I recognize this guy, I think. Who's in here? All right, so now Dietrich Wilkes, I think is how you pronounce his name. That's kind of a cool name. Okay, so you can do that as much as you want to make this interesting, and then make sure and save it. It's as simple as that. Don't mess with all of this over here. Leave it alone because it's already set to your link. It's already set to the right place. It's already set to the right list. Leave it alone on this side, but you can play with this side over here. So what did you think of that? Did you guys enjoy that demo? And good evening to all that showed up late. I appreciate you coming. I drink all the time, Robert. Believe it or not, I do. I drink and drink and drink. Sometimes you'd think I'd be drunk on the water. Okay, this is the time for questions. I want to make sure that you guys understand how to get to things and where things are. I didn't go through the business side of things, but you guys, I'm sure, understand that pretty much. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that, Carlos. That really makes me feel good that I explain this in a way that you understand, because that's really important to me. I know that the majority of the people that show up are beginners and also are new to this company. And I'm kind of like the front desk. I want to make sure that you guys really do feel comfortable. I'm not sick, Carlos. I'm actually not sick. It's just winter time, and yes, there's always a replay, Anthony. It's in our back office under the replays. Okay, David, I will be glad to do that. Let's go ahead and add back my screen. So I need to go back out of here. Do understand though, I can show you where you go ahead and do the pre-enrollees, but let me understand something. Whoops, that's not where I want to go. Understand something. This is a demo site. There is nobody that is actually a pre-enrollee, so it's not going to populate correctly. Okay, so just understand that. So I need to go into the reseller tools, and under the pre-enrollee copy, I'm going to just hit the preview so that you can see what it's going to look like. Okay, because this is what's going to send. All right, but you would simply just hit the send now, and notice here there is space to write in your own emails. Make sure you do that, okay? Because if you don't put in your phone number, email, or whatever you need to do. This is already pre-populated right here, but this part is not, okay? This part down here is not pre-populated. And if you're using a username instead of your personal name here, it's going to put in the personal name. It's not going to put in your personal name. You need to have, like in my case, my name is Linda Cromar or Linda Ann Cromar. I don't want it to say my best business name or whatever else somebody might put it as a business name, because I want them to know I'm a person. And then, of course, have your picture under here, okay? Underneath here, have your picture. There's only a few things you have to do, but it's really worth it. If you hit email now, it actually just populates over to here. Oh, it does make it. It used to not do it. Okay, that's good. Maybe because there's one person, myself. But see, this only goes to your pre-enrolled. All right. So here is that email. This is already pre-populated. But if it's a username and not your personal name, I would recommend you change it, okay? This is not automatically going to have your phone number in it. If you don't have a Skype, delete it. If you don't have a Telegram, delete it. If this is going to be a username, like in the case of this program right now, it says demo account, doesn't it? Demo got backup. Do I want them to think it's coming from Demo Got Backup, or do I want them to think it's coming from me? And then put in a picture, okay? Have a small picture of yourself handy and ready to go that you can put here. And the way you do that is you come up here, you click the image, you go find the image you want. In this case, I'm going to want to go back to the pictures. And I actually have some pictures, let's see, in here. Oh, where are they? Okay, here's one I can use. But this is going to be too big. So I want this to be quite a bit smaller. So here's how you go about making that a better size instead of it 700 by 700. Click 200 and then hit the tab button, and it'll automatically resize the other part. Now let's look. There it is. And it's not too big, okay? You want about 200 by 200. A square is really good, okay? And then you simply can click Add. When you click Add, it's ready to go, except for that it needs one more step, and that is that it needs to have you put it in queue, which means go ahead and click this plus, and when you see this little red round button, that means it's in queue and ready to go, okay? All right. That was a good question. Yes, absolutely use Facebook Messenger as a contact for people. If you're talking about instead of emailing, no, you can use it in addition to. Okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Do you copy and paste your picture in the space you mentioned? I just uploaded it. You really have to upload it, and I showed you how. I hope you caught what I was doing in that. Okay? All pre-enrollees join free, then we use the message system to encourage them. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you guys were both talking together, and that's good. I appreciate it when you answer each other's questions also. That helps everyone. Sheila, believe it or not, I've used absolutely everything. I don't have a sore throat. I honestly don't have a sore throat. I just have dryness, and sometimes it causes a cough. Okay, so I put a lounger in the corner of my mouth, and I hope it's not bothering anybody, and I hope nobody gets upset about it. But that's all it takes to keep me from getting coffee, and that's important. I don't want to cough. Okay, this is a good question. Uh, you're asking what is the difference between the personal customer and storage and the 999. For one thing, the personal storage is only 1 terabyte. So for $2 more, they get the whole 6 terabytes. They can share it with family members. So the best deal is actually better to go ahead and pay the 999. Okay, changing subject. If I have virtual file synchronization active. Oh, you mean your file up syncing active. Someone by mistake erase or format my all my files are also erased. Uh, That it depends on how fast, Thomas. you what you want to do actually is turn off the synchronization before you actually do something like that. And if you turn off the synchronization, you will not lose any files. They will just simply be in the cloud. Okay? So you shouldn't accidentally. Uh, I can't imagine that you would accidentally erase or format your laptop. Who would accidentally do that? But your files on the GBU side are not gone if your sync has stopped. Okay, so it's really has to do with if the syncing is going on and going on, then you have a problem. But if you stop it, either if it's been done by somebody actually erasing your whole hard drive, obviously you're not syncing during that time, okay? So you should be safe. But on the other end, turn off your syncing if you think that's going to happen so that you can protect your files on the cloud. What is the difference between active and pre-enrolling? A pre-enrolling is a free member that has just taken the tour, but they have not become a paid member. I'm not active inside of your email simply means that they are accepting emails. They're not, turning it off. That does not mean that they're actually a pre-enrollee. You'll see active on all lists of people that are actually receiving your emails. Okay, so that's the difference. Active is just meaning that people are accepting your emails. They may or may not be opening them, but they're accepting your emails. Okay, that's what that means. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. You can make any changes to your ad copy that you want to, of course. Okay, where is that? I lost it. Okay, Christine had a question. Can we make changes to the advertising copy? You can copy uh, those things into, say, a piece of text file or somewhere like that. You can make any changes you want. Those are simply suggestions. They do not have to be ironclad. In fact, the more personal you are, the better. So actually, you do want to make changes. You don't want it to sound like the company. You want it to sound like you. How would you say it? What would you change to make it sound like you? That's important, okay? And Danielle wants to know, where do I go for tech help? Oh, okay. During your sync, you're getting empty folders. I would turn off the sync for a while and see if you can upload uh, a few things and get it kind of cleaned up without letting it continue that. And if the folders don't actually correspond with what you actually have, then it might be worth it to not do that. Let me show you something that I actually do that helps me out. And I already have my screen open. So let me go into my own cloud for a minute here. This is my back office. This is my real back office. And I'm going to go into my GotBackup. And I actually don't do a lot of syncing. I prefer to open up my cloud and upload what I want, where I want it, when I want it. And you have the option of doing that, which is really cool because many of the companies that do backing up don't give you this option. Let me tell you, this is really valuable. So here is my real back office, okay? For instance, in my documents, I like to use the online documents, and I like to use the Google Docs, for instance. I'm going to go over, oops, I don't want that up. Let's see, where am I at? Sorry about that. That's private information. So let me close some things. All right. So let's say I want to use something that I have in here in my uploads, let's say. There's a lot of things in here that are kind of strange. I don't know what I have in here. I got a lot of stuff in here. I'm not sure what they are. Oh, this is really old stuff. Okay. Well, okay, let's say I want to use this folder and I want to use this over and over again. So one of the things I can do, I'm going to pretend that this is something that I am going to use over and over again, okay? And this is actually an old email system that somebody offered to me. So I'm going to go back into, where am I at? Okay, I'm in here. I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to actually add a new document. I just copied what was in that doc and I'm going to actually put it in here. Oh, where are you? Oh, to create a new file. Why? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to open that up. I didn't even give that a name, but you can rename it. And I'm going to do a Control V, and I actually copied and pasted from an old doc things that I want to possibly use. Okay, so what if I wanted to use this over and over again? And maybe this is something that I'm going to use to kind of get people to look at what I'm doing. I can do anything I want with this, and then I can save it. You can't do this in a regular backup system. This is just not possible. Okay, so even if I don't do anything with that, but just leave it like that, let's go back here. And remember, we talked about the iPhone. And I have the Google Drive. Oh, it's still not working. I'm not sure why. Okay, got to check on that. But I have folders in here that I put things in. For instance, I have a folder in here full of invoices I use all the time. And I actually copy and paste and build another one, and it's already backed up in here. But here's another cool thing you can do. Okay, I've got, and I'm going to make a new folder. Hello. There it is. Oh, they changed where these go. All right, so this is the new folder. I'm going to write C drive pictures. Whoops. Okay, if you just click out of it, oh, I guess it doesn't let me rename it that way. So let's do that again. C drive pictures. It's not working too good tonight. What's that about? Okay, let's see if. All right, it's being obnoxious. So when you want to upload, and we're going to pretend that does say pictures on it, all you simply have to do is go to wherever these pictures are. And this is pictures I just downloaded off my phone, okay? So I'm going to actually just upload a couple of pictures. And these are on my C drive. I'm going to leave this running for a few minutes. And you can see it's starting to put them in place. I don't have to be subjected to waiting for my sync to do what I want it to do. I can change folders. I can upload what I want. I can delete what I want anytime I want. And I like that control. Now you have your entire ability to make your own changes and to make your own decisions, how you want to go about doing that. But that's what I do. Okay. Oh, press enter. Thank you, Carlos. They changed that on me. I didn't know that they did that. But anyway, thank you. Any new questions that you would like me to answer? We're getting close to the end of the night. Personalization, but not overboard, embellish. Okay, I don't know what this conversation, it sounds like there's a conversation going here. If you have a specific question that you would like me to answer, please let me know. I do really spend time in this program. I know it up and down. It is a good place to be. Definitely, Christina. And I appreciate all of you that have come. I'm going to close my share. You're certainly welcome, Thomas. I'm so glad you came, and I really appreciate it. Any other questions that you would like answered? Anthony, I showed that at the beginning. Those are on the actual use use the account page. When you very first get into your Got Backup, the first thing you will look for when you get into the Got Backup is Use this tool, and that's where you will find your videos as well. There's also a tab on the left underneath that that says Training Videos. Either one of those will get you to the same place, okay? So go there. Please do watch those. They will help you a lot. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Carlos. Thank you, Nelson. I appreciate it that you enjoyed it. I want to make sure you guys are really comfortable with this program. It is an amazing program. We have an amazing amount of value considering what most people have. Yes, Frederick, spend some time in there. You'll be glad you did. Because it's worth it. If you understand how everything works, you are more likely to feel good about what you have. Yes, is a helpful tool as well. Absolutely. Thank you. It sounds like everybody's pretty happy and everybody feels like they're comfortable in here. And before you all go away, I always forget to do this. But if you're brand new, this is where you go to get started. If you haven't already. I'm glad you did, Gloria. I'm glad I helped you. I appreciate you coming. I was ahead of you, Gregory. Check the chat. I knew you were going to ask. All right, good. Everybody have a great evening. We'll see you again, same time, same place, Monday nights, right here in this YouTube channel. And the replay will be in the same place. Simply click the username in this YouTube. Tech help would be your support ticket, which is up at the top. There is an actual button called support, Danielle, and that's where you can go. And if you have a video that isn't yours, and you don't know why it got into your system, you probably just accidentally uploaded it or downloaded it, but you can just delete it. You don't need to keep it. Nobody has your personal information. I can absolutely guarantee it. Not even the company can actually access your account. So you're safe, Daniel. Nobody can access your stuff but you. Okay, Daniel, please check with support on that. Definitely. Support at GotBackup.com. Yeah, I would submit a ticket. Can you share my live on your YouTube channel? Well, you can share it in your emails, but this belongs to the company. This is actually the company's YouTube channel. It's not my personal channel, so I can't actually give you permission to do that. It belongs to the company. But I wouldn't have a problem with you doing that myself, but that's up to you. But I would share the link. You can share the link, and also remember that you also have the ability to share these videos with your list already, and they would probably really appreciate that you did that. Even if they're not currently got backup people, you can share this video with people. And thanks for coming. Appreciate it. I really appreciate all the compliments, Carlos. I really do. And thanks Russ for coming. You're one of my regulars, I guess. Russ is one of our big leaders in the company, and yet he comes every week, probably as much for support as he doesn't need to learn the program. He understands it, but he comes for the community, and I think a lot of people like to come in for the community because we do have a great community of people that really care about you and love to come together and help you. So, yes, Daniel, get with support. Find out what's going on with that. I don't know what that's about because I've never seen that happen in anyone else's account. So, that's really weird. But anyway, I would check, find out what's happening. Anyway, I hope you guys have a most awesome evening. I'll talk to you again, like I said, next week, same time, same place. Bye for now.